Hello, everyone, and welcome to your October month ahead reading. I can't believe we're already at harvest time already. I'm so excited for this change. I hope you are too. Before we get started, I did want to let you guys know that I will be doing mini readings next week. I'm going to record them and upload them just to sidestep some of this Mercury retrograde stuff that's still going on. So if you are interested, the link to book that will be listed in the description below. I will probably cut off submissions around Sunday so that I will have time to film your mini readings in advance and post them on Wednesday. Okay, so let's take a look at the options we have before us here. Usually I do a little breathing exercise, but this time I feel like we just want to get right into it. I feel like we're all going through some changes at this time. So we have some leaves and a different deck than I typically use, which I'm really excited about. So for group number 1, this is your leaf. It kind of has a holographic finish, shifting, really beautiful. And then that's on the Moonology deck. Group number 2, you have this, I believe this is a leaf from a redbud tree that is finished with copper. And that is on the Embroidered Forest Tarot. And then for group number 3, these are the little leaves that you have along with the Angels and Ancestors Guidance deck. So feel free to take your time. If you need a little bit more, pause the video here to meditate on the piles and see which one is calling to you. Of course, we've already opened sacred space and asked for your sacred permission to connect with your energy and give you Spirit's messages today. So I will see you at the timestamp of your reading. So for those of you who chose group number 1 with the color shift leaf, let's go ahead and get your messages for October. We're going to start with the deck that you chose, the Moonology Oracle. So it feels like a big cycle is finishing out for you right now. You might have even seen cycles in a few different ways, not just like weather and climate, but also like physically. So let's see what the base of your October reading is going to be about, group number 1. First, we have for you, it is time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. And I just heard the number 4, so we will get 4 of these. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Wow. Show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. And lastly, conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. You have 2 eclipse cards. There aren't many in this deck, so that is definitely significant for you, group number 1. Noticing a lot of purple, a lot of crown chakra energy going on with you. So it seems like you are really connected to spirit, especially during this month. Of course, as we all know, October is when the veil is at its thinnest. So I also feel like it might be important to revisit your spiritual barriers. So have a talk, have a chat with your spirit team if you need to. If you're just feeling like overwhelmed or like you're unable to focus throughout the day, it could be that there's just a lot of energy around you, you know. Yeah, I just feel like you're this really bright light, group number 1, and that a lot of people in this life and in spirit are very drawn to you. So let's talk about this powerful change. With an eclipse, it usually is talking about a life-changing type of change. So not just like, you know, a minor change. It feels like you're going through something pretty big. And with the eclipse, I wonder if there's part of it that is hidden in some way, or there's some element of the unknown, something remains to be seen. Let's go ahead and get your overall theme for the month. Kind of clarify the big energy that we are dealing with. This feels like something that you have really kept to yourself about. So I'm getting kind of a hermit energy, really retreating to look inward during this time. Okay, well, this one wants to come out. Let's go ahead and grab that. So your overall theme for the month, group number 1, is fertility. 37. Let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. Yeah, I feel like you're creating or have created something new that you're getting ready to share. And that would make sense. That would line up with the full moon in Aquarius here. But I feel like there might be some type of belief in place that might be holding back or slowing down part of this process. Either way, I feel like the change is in motion, because we can't stop eclipse energy. It just is happening, and conclusions are within reach. So I'm also getting, like, if you're familiar with tarot, I'm getting an image of the World card. So it feels like maybe you're launching a business or a new service. It feels like you're choosing something that you have not chosen before, if that makes sense. So you might be prioritizing your passion over your day job, or it feels like you're really investing in this. Yeah, okay. Let's get your tarot out. This is such a beautiful deck. This is the embroidered tarot. Embroidered Forest Tarot. Let's see what kind of dynamics you're going to be dealing with in the month of October with this huge, powerful change. I am getting this very solitary feel from group number 1. So you might be looking inward and reconsidering a lot of things. That can happen a lot with scorpionic energy. That one wanted to pop out. So if you're needing more time to yourself in October, I'm hearing to go ahead and embrace that. Don't be afraid to do that. So there's that message coming up about boundaries again for you. Okay. And I think we're going to stop right there. All right. So let's take a look. We have for you the Ace of Wands. These are a little bit reflective, so I hope that you're able to see all that. And then we have the Six of Wands in reverse. I don't know why I said it that weird. In reverse. And we have Judgment. And then lastly, we have the Five of Cups. Okay. All right. Let me just make sure you can see everything. Okay, looks good. Yeah, so with the Ace of Wands over here, this would be a new beginning in the realm of like spirit or career. So it feels like you're feeling very inspired to start something new. But this Six of Wands in reverse is kind of reinforcing a message we got earlier about kind of keeping something to yourself. So typically in the upright, Six of Wands would be all about being seen, others celebrating your achievements, victory, but it feels like you're like, nope, this is just for me right now. And I feel like there might be something that happens with some kind of divine intervention in the month of October that has to do with this particular situation for you, that is going to, you're going to have a huge green light, I'm hearing. So something is, I feel like the universe is going to intervene, kind of tap you on the shoulder and say, it's time to show everybody what you've been doing with Judgment. And I really feel like you are going to be ready at that point. It might be kind of towards the end of the month of October, so 3rd or 4th week. I feel like you will have been ramping up and getting ready to do this. And then when the universe says it's time, you're gonna rise to that occasion and you're gonna go, yes, awesome, I will do this. Because I can feel you have a lot of fire within you with these Wands cards. So this is something you really, really care about. Definitely getting like writer, entrepreneur, healer, reader type of vibe from this group. Okay. And then over here with the Five of Cups, It looks like you've been dealing with some type of grief or loneliness. And this card came out over full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So this is a beautiful sign from Spirit that that chapter of your life is coming to an end. We're moving into a new beautiful energy. In fact, kind of processing this grief or loneliness might have been kind of taking some of the energy you needed to get this opportunity up off the ground. So if you were writing something, if you were developing something new in your business, and my throat chakra has been blocking itself through this reading. So it's almost like maybe you've been stopping yourself from talking about this. Maybe you've just been like, I don't have enough room in my heart to deal with this and really put it out there just yet. And October is going to be the time for you. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, let's get some angels and ancestors in here for you. Yeah, it feels like communication is a little stifled for this group, so I would definitely take a look at your throat chakra. Make sure that there aren't any blockages there. That would be kind of slowing things down. You also might be quite tired, group number 1. And dealing with this 5 of Cups energy is no joke. So that might have just really worn you out for a while, had you down for a while. Okay. Yeah. It almost feels like it's been affecting your ability to make decisions that typically you would be able to make very easily. So maybe you have felt not yourself lately, more or less. So maybe these retrogrades have really affected you. I think at one time we had 6 planets in retrograde at one time. So October should be, I mean, there's still going to be a couple retrogrades, but it's going to ease up a little bit. So I'm really getting this message of relief for you. So we have Knight, be brave and honest. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. And only getting 3, okay. Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. Yeah, I feel like you have been, okay. I'm really getting this sense that you've taken a step back from something, from like a normal routine. This could be work or connecting with friends and family. I just feel like you've been putting a couple of those things on hold to really do your own healing here. So you've already been you've already been doing this work, and it feels like it's at least been going on for a month, if not longer, 1 to 3 months up until now. And it feels like that work is going to conclude in the month of October, and you're going to be ready to kind of face outward by the end of the month. Because I feel like this time of healing, maybe it doesn't feel like it now. It feels like you've kind of just had your head down and you're getting through it. You're recovering, you know. But I feel like it's been a really beautiful, fruitful time for yourself. So maybe you have gained incredible insights that you wouldn't have without going through this process. For some of you, this feels like a physical recovery from like an injury, a surgery, or something that has happened. So I feel like through the physical healing, you're having these moments, these like downloads of information. And it almost feels like too much to process at once. So it feels like in the month of October, since, you know, this healing chapter is going to start to slow down and close out, you're going to have more time to be able to actually digest the information and potentially share it with other people. With the Knight here, be brave and honest. This is also about telling the truth. This is very much like Ace of Swords. So maybe you had a realization and you need to like approach someone and have a conversation in your life. So maybe revisiting boundaries again. That feels really important for you, group number 1. You have this beautiful light this beautiful energy that a lot of people want to be around. And I feel like during this time of reflection and healing, you've really realized and accepted how precious your energy is. And I feel like you're ready to protect it. Wow, very powerful reading for group number 1. And again, my throat is still kind of closing itself off. So I'm also getting a message to be patient with yourself, because, you know, physical recovery is no joke. And I feel like for the majority of you who picked this pile, you probably are going through some type of physical recovery. So please be patient with yourself. If you're realizing that you have to have a tough conversation with someone who really means a lot to you, with someone who's close to you, give yourself time to do this. You don't have to do it immediately, okay? It's really important that you are feeling good and solid in your foundation before you approach that conversation. Okay. So let's close out your reading with the abundance that you can expect in October for group number 1. So what blessings are coming towards group number 1 in the month of October? Yeah, again, I'm just getting this like physical exhaustion, and it's translating to like mental fog. So that'll be a confirmation for a few of you who've chosen this pile that these are indeed the messages for you. And really have patience with yourself during this time. It's hard to even do the reading, so I'm feeling your energy so much. Okay, so your abundance, we have limitless, expansiveness. Yeah, look at all those butterflies. Oh, both of them have butterflies. Yeah, huge transformational energy in this group. And then we also have divine love. Yeah, wow, oh my gosh. This is a really blessed time for you, group number 1. Yeah, it's definitely time to step out and expand and allow yourself to be seen towards the end of the month. Again, you don't have like a hard deadline. You must be pretty strict with yourself. I get the sense that you might be quite hard on yourself. You have very high expectations for yourself. And it almost feels like you are remothering yourself or reparenting yourself through this time of healing. Yeah, and everything on these abundance cards has wings. So I feel like there is angelic energy around you. I just got Archangel Raphael stepping in here, helping you heal emotionally as well as physically. Beautiful. Yeah, and I'm just getting this image of you stepping out into a spotlight. So I really feel like during this time, this really sacred time that you've had to yourself recently, it's just like you've acquired all this new insight that you are going to wind up sharing with other people, which is so beautiful. And my throat keeps closing again, so you might be watching this going, no, I don't want to share that. So it might be later on. It doesn't have to be in the month of October. I just feel like around this time, you will start to realize the value of the work that you've done and how much other people might be able to benefit from you sharing it. Okay, let's get your takeaway message from this very special book that Spirit picked out for today. I don't always use this one. Okay, so for group number 1, I feel like we're towards the front here. Let's see. Look closer. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be taking a closer look at self-limiting beliefs, particularly in October. And you also might be kind of getting rid of some things around the house as well. So taking a look at like your personal inventory of like stuff that you have. And it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like you need more room. Oh, that makes sense. Limitless, expansive. Yeah, I feel like you need more elbow room, and you're going to start making that room physically, and that's going to translate beautifully for you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. So those are your messages for those of you who chose group number 1 with this first leaf. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep in mind, if you are interested in a personal mini reading, the link to book that is in the description below, along with the links to all of my other services. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time. So for those of you who chose group number 2 with the redbud copper leaf, let's go ahead and get your messages for October. You chose the embroidered forest tarot as your main deck, so we will go ahead and start with this. I already feel like this is going to be a much more detailed read than group number 1. So I feel like during this month, you're kind of like finishing out a story or unpacking the details. So I'm very interested to see what comes out for you, group number 2. So group number 2 for October. Okay. All right. So first out, we did have the King of Swords. I believe this is your energy that you will be embodying this month. We also have for you the 7 of Cups. I'm getting the number 5, so we will get 5. Oh, and then the 5 of Swords. Interesting, interesting. You might be experiencing a lot of synchronicities at the time of this reading. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. That might be my favorite card in this deck. Look at that baby. Okay, and then lastly we have Death, number 13. Okay. All right, so right in the middle of your read, we do have the 5 of Swords, so let's talk about that. So in the month of October, we are addressing a feeling of defeat for you. Some situation that felt hopeless, or maybe like you just can't win. You know, it feels like that's the focus, is how do we deal with this energy and how do we move on from it? Over here with the King of Swords, I can see that you are very intelligent, in charge. You might even be an air sign in your big 3, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I feel like you typically have a very logical approach to things. But it almost feels like something is happening to you. So I'm hearing this affirmation, this is happening for me, not to me. So maybe you have been going through something recently, group number 2. That's been a little confusing, but overall you're feeling defeated and you're not really sure where to go from here. That can be indicated with the 7 of Cups. This is a card of like illusion, not really being sure what to do, or maybe knowing you have a choice, but not even really knowing what it is or what it means. And then you're coming away from that feeling defeated. Because I feel like you're so sharp, usually. Whatever's going on with you right now has kind of got you feeling different. Like, what's going on with me? Why can't I make this decision? But whatever's coming for you in the month of October is really beautiful in here in the Ace of Pentacles. So you might get like a bonus or a payment that you weren't expecting. So that's wonderful. This is an offer in the material world. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles. And it often is without strings. So it could just be a cash bonus. There you go. You know what I mean? So that's encouraging. I might actually clarify a couple of these here because we do also have the Death card. So it feels like, you know, transformation is here for you. Group number 2. I feel like you know that. That is not a secret. That is not a surprise to you. So let's actually clarify the Five of Swords. Why is the Five of Swords in this reading? Okay. Oh, we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're starting something new, or maybe someone has offered something to you and you're just not sure what to do. It feels like you're not sure what to do. I wonder if... Okay, so I feel like over here in the King of Swords, you're a very reasonable and fair-minded person. And I feel like you've got a couple of opportunities here. And you're starting to realize, I want both of these things, but I know that to make room for something new, something else has to end, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that. Or it just feels like you're very carefully thinking through your next steps rather than taking a big, bold action. You know what I mean? So, wow, what's going on with you, group number 2? I mean, out of all the problems we could have, I think too many options is probably a better problem to have, but it does have you feeling defeated under here. So I want to start to get some clarity on what it is that you're dealing with so we can get some really detailed advice for you. So for group number 2, what is going on with them in the month of October? What are all these offers about? Okay. And then we have for you Justice, number 5. I don't know if I've ever seen this card out of this deck. By the power of 3x3, Mott deliver justice to me. Okay, I don't know if I said that right, but I did say it. Okay, interesting. And I feel like there's another one out here for you as well. We have fertility again. You might have been torn between groups number 1 and 2. So let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. It feels like you think, and we will get some clarity on whether or not this is true and for your highest good. It feels like you think you have to choose between these two options. It might even be a decision between, okay, so I feel like you tried to simplify it for yourself. You're very reasonable, very level-headed, and between these two options, you're like, which one is going to be safer for me? One's more risky, and one is safer. So easy, I'll just go with safer. But you have a lot of feelings under here, under the Ace of Wands. So I don't think it's as simple to let go of this perceived opportunity as you once thought it was. And I wonder with Justice, and well, this you might also be a Libra, actually, because we have air sign energy here. So maybe if your birthday's coming up, happy birthday. I wonder if there's a way to balance these two options for you with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So it feels like one option has a lot of material promise and would be more comfortable to go with, but the other option is way more exciting. Okay, I just have to know. I'm going to have to get more tarot, I'm sorry. And now I'm too curious. Okay, what does this Ace of Pentacles offer about? Okay, we have the Five of Cups. This also came out in the first group. Okay. And then what is this Ace of Wands opportunity about? This feels very complex. Oh, that wanted to come out. And we have the Hermit. Yeah, I feel like the difference between these two, it's not that they are, okay. So it's not that these two opportunities are in the same field. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like, for example, you have two job opportunities or two love offers. It does not feel like that. It feels like they're in different realms of your life. One opportunity has to do with going after something you're very passionate about on your own. So this could be a business venture. With justice here, you could be writing something as well. And then with the Ace of Pentacles, this would be a more, something to do with emotional healing. So this is only going to resonate for a very small portion of you, but it could be that a loved one passed away and you are getting some type of inheritance from that that's actually settling in the month of October. So they're clarifying, it's not that you have to choose between these two things as far as what do I devote my attention to, which is what the King of Swords likes to do. The King of Swords is very methodical, very clear-minded, one task at a time. It feels like these things are going to be happening simultaneously, which might feel a little jumbled, but I feel like you can deal with it, okay? I feel like you can. All right, I want to get some advice in here for you. So let's get some angels and ancestors in here for group number 2. You've got a lot going on. Please let me know if this resonates. Okay, let's get some advice for group number 2. It feels like their attention is divided across two very important big things in October. What advice do you have? I do feel like if there is something going on with the justice system or some type of contract, that the outcome will be favorable for you. Yeah, it's almost like you're dealing with something that's very practical and pragmatic with the Justice card here. So again, for very few of you, it could be something to do with estate planning, investments, that type of thing, inheritance. It could even be like separating, but it feels like through these mundane things that have to do with the court and paperwork, you have this secret weapon, which is like this beautiful spiritual abundance around you. And when you are embodying that energy, things just tend to work out for you, So I'm hearing you saying that affirmation every morning. Everything is always working out for me. So I feel like that's another kind of channeled piece of advice that we're getting here for group number 2. Okay, so before we pull from the top, let's get the first piece of advice out here. Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. That makes a lot of sense down here with the 5 of Pentacles, or 5 of Cups over the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So that's kind of clarifying something here for me. It feels like on the surface, whatever this Ace of Pentacles is for you, well, because it's money or something material, it's objectively a good thing, but there's a lot of emotion and pain kind of tied up into it and an ending of some sort. So again, for some of you, this could be a loved one who's passed on and you're left to deal with things. You could even be leaving a job behind and you're dealing with severance or something like that, retirement. So there's this kind of bittersweetness going on here. And I'm hearing a very clear message for somebody here you don't need to feel bad for being relieved, okay? It's okay to feel relief in this situation. All right, additional advice for you. Mountains, stand your ground. And Lord, take charge with authority. Yeah, I feel like you are really showing up for yourself in the month of October. You might be like a manager or something, or a leader of some sort, team lead, something like that. You might even be like a teacher, advisor. I don't know. I feel like you're a great communicator and you really show up. And you're not afraid to speak clearly and loudly so that everyone can hear you. So with stand your ground and the Lord, I feel like your spirit guides are asking you. Interesting. So I continue to get, I'm sorry, your read's a little more complex than typical. So I hope you're understanding, but it feels like this situation over here with the Ace of Pentacles and kind of the emotional side, it feels like that's happening already. This feels more of a choice, this Ace of Wands. And it could have been a choice that you delayed or you were unsure of because you're dealing with all this other stuff. It feels like you're having to keep things in order. And you're like, should I even go for this Ace of Wands right now? I already have a lot going on. And it would require a lot of time to myself. You might even be considering doing like a different type of healing work that you've never done before. So like maybe seeing a special type of therapist or even taking like a long class. It feels like a longer commitment. And you're like, I don't know if I can justify the amount of time and energy this is going to take when I'm already dealing with this ending and I'm wrapping up loose ends. So with the Lord and mountains, I feel like your spirit guides are asking you to choose what you want. It feels like there's not a right or wrong answer here, which I know that's hard to hear. It's much easier if one is right and one is wrong. Rarely is that the case, though. Your spirit guides are like, what do you want? And we are here to help you make it happen. Okay. Yeah, I feel like once you actually take a stand and make a decision, things will become a lot clearer for you on this kind of individual endeavor that you're considering taking. And please know that if you make a decision, you get into it and you're like, oh man, I don't like this, you can get out of it. You can. And I know that's hard for a King of Swords type of energy. They're like, no, I commit one time, I make up my mind, and that's what it is. Listen, things are a little more complex than that. You don't have to force yourself to do something that is not working, okay? So I would love to see what divine abundance is coming your way for the month of October. You are dealing with a lot. I feel like you are kind of like the first point of contact for a lot of people in a situation, in this ending that's coming up. So you could have a lot of people asking you questions that are hard to answer, or you're like, oh my gosh, why am I like the designated representative for this event, whether it's the ending of a relationship, a job, or even something with family. Okay, so you deserve a lot of abundance. Group number 2, what is working out? So we have for you guidance. Oh yeah. It's like others are so used to you guiding them. You're like, where's my guide? I'd love a guide. I'd love some instructions. They're coming in October. We also have right action. Wow. This is such a favorable reading for you, group number 2. With justice, right action. Yeah, things are going to be resolving in a way that's very favorable for you. And it's kind of rare that that comes out so clearly in a reading. So I feel like you are going to experience relief in the month of October, which I believe was a theme in the reading we just did as well. And then lastly, we have gratitude. Yeah. I actually feel like gratitude is going to be expressed towards you. So you might be feeling like you're kind of suffering in silence right now, trying to keep everything together for the family or this other group of people. And in the month of October, not only are you going to feel so justified in your actions and feelings and thoughts, receiving synchronicities and signs that you are on the right path. Your spirit guides are going to be there steering you in the right direction, making sure that you take right aligned action. But there's also going to be someone else. And it feels like this will be quite a surprise, like a sweet surprise, that approaches you and says, hey, I've noticed all the hard work you've done, and I just wanted to let you know that I so appreciate all that you've done for me. And it feels like that is just going to be so gratifying to hear that. And it's really filled with love. Okay, let's get your final takeaway for the month of October for group number 2. And we have for you harvest. Beautiful. Yes, it is the harvest time of the year. I feel like you are going to reap what you've sown, which has been honest action. It has been healing and very hard, dedicated work. So good for you, group number 2. You deserve this. Those were your messages if you chose the red bud leaf. Thank you so much for watching and sharing your energy with me. If you are interested in receiving a mini reading for next week's video, please visit the link down below to schedule that. Otherwise, I'm sending you tons of love. I hope you have a great month, and I will see you next time. Bye. For those of you who chose group number 3, let's go ahead and get your messages for the month of October. We're going to start with the deck that you chose, which is the Angels and Ancestors deck. Let's go ahead and get started. For this group in particular, you might have been requesting guidance a lot lately, even like contact with ancestors. You might have an important anniversary coming up this month, maybe like someone's birth date, or the anniversary of when someone has passed away. So that could be a confirmation for a few of you that this is the right group for you. So let's go ahead and start getting your messages. We're going to start with guidance. That's not typically what we do, but that is what you chose intuitively. That might be kind of an invitation as well to not be afraid to do things a little bit differently. It feels like you like to have a set of instructions and expectations laid out before you do anything, which is understandable. But I feel like your spirit guides are like, it's also helpful if you take a couple of steps first, and then we can give you feedback, and you can give us feedback too. Okay, so first out we had the Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. So, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oracle, wait for important information. Yeah, I feel like that's what you've been doing. You're like, tell me more and then I'll do the thing. Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. And Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Okay. So, I mean, right off the bat, October is going to be a very happy time for you. Think like party, celebration, hanging out with families and friends. There might even be some type of special announcement like an engagement, or someone might be having a child around you. So this is going to be a really beautiful, vibrant time for you. So like I said, when I was shuffling, I was already getting this message of you waiting patiently before you take any action. And I feel like Spirit is saying it's okay to do that. However, this month we're going to invite you to do something a little bit different. I feel like you're way more agile than you give yourself credit for. Like I feel like with Shapeshifter, this doesn't come out very often. You are able to adapt like that. You're very, very good on your feet and strong in times of change. That doesn't mean you have to enjoy change, but you are strong in times of change. And it feels like we're kind of reflecting on that in the month of October. So you might be taking time, and it might be, such a joyous occasion that you're kind of getting into a reflective mood, like, wow, what brought us to this point? This is amazing. Let me consider everything that we've overcome as a group. So this really feels like it has to do with a group of people, like a group of friends or a group of family members. Yeah, I'm just hearing this self-talk of like, so much has changed. This is amazing that things worked out this way. And now we're able to really enjoy ourselves. And so I feel that when you start to reflect, you will be able to recognize how well you've done with change, with sudden events. So I feel like you are more of a change maker than you realize. You might not perceive yourself that way, but something might come up in the month of October where it becomes helpful to realize that about yourself. So let's get your tarot out to kind of see what dynamics you're going to be dealing with this month, so we can give you a nice heads up. Okay. Oh, we had one flip over in there. Okay. Wow, we had the 9 of Cups flip over. This is wish fulfillment. Something big is manifesting for you this month. And then we have the 5 of Swords. Yeah, see, sitting here and waiting is not helping. I feel like you know that. It feels like you know something needs to change, but you're not quite sure. So let's get the rest of your tarot out. And I'm hearing the number 4 for you. We have the 3 of Pentacles. Beautiful. So some collaboration, maybe talking with peers who have gone through similar things. And then we also have the 3 of Wands. Okay, so the number 3 is very significant for you. We have 3, 3, and 9. So definitely be on the lookout for repeating 3s. I'm even hearing like 3 o'clock. So maybe that's like a special time of day for you for some reason. Okay, yeah. Group number 3, this is an amazing outlook for you. We have the Sun, the 9 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands indicates that your ships are coming in, your manifestations are coming to you, wish fulfillment, and then we have joy and victory, rebirth. So something really big for you is manifesting this month. That's incredible. And it just feels like your heart is going to be so full when this comes in for you. And I feel like you're not meant to wait around for clarification. I feel like you're not meant to continue to ask Spirit the same questions. So if you find yourself getting readings about kind of the same topic, it feels like Spirit is kind of encouraging you to let that go a little bit, kind of shift your perspective into a knowingness that things are working out, that your harvest is just about ready for you to reap. And I feel like this is also a time to collaborate. So connecting with like-minded people, maybe even friends, but it feels like you all have studied the same thing. So people with a similar background are going to be really important during this time. You could also just be hanging out with friends as well, connecting with a lot of people who are very similar to you. Wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and get some guidance in here for you, because I feel like things are going so well for you, group number 3, especially in October. The only thing left here to do is kind of to let go mentally. It could be that you've just had this idea that when I know X, I will do Y and Z. You know what I mean? And so I know that can be tough to let go of. Hopefully seeing the Sun in this reading is encouraging for you. that you are in the right place at the right time. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. And balance spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the balance here. Libra season is a great time to make sure that you are feeling as balanced as possible as well. Kind of balancing, well, for you, it would be spirituality and practicality, but more so, I feel like the way you think about practical matters, the way you perceive them. So it could be that this huge manifestation that's coming through for you is something that you've planned out with spirit for a long time. And you know, when you're truly doing that, there's a few steps. Like you tell spirit what you would like, you hand it to them, you know, you script it, you write it out, you hand it to them. And then you also have your own steps that you are taking in your own life. So for example, if it's a house, you know, you might start saving, you're going to start looking for houses, you're going to take some practical steps. But it feels like you've taken so many practical steps. It's actually time to just kind of release it to the universe, because we have 2 waxing cards, which is incredible. Incredible. It's already coming down the pike. All you have to do is open up your arms to receive it. Ooh, that's so beautiful. I'm just realizing we did not get an overall theme for you yet. For group number 3, I just got so excited with the sun. That kind of threw me off. Okay, let's get your overall theme for the month. All right. Prosperity. As this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. Excuse me. Congrats if you picked this pile, honestly. Honestly. I mean, what else is there to say? This is already in motion. It's already coming for you. It's going to be here in the month of October. You're just going to have a damn good time. Like, truly. Okay. I don't even know if this is necessary, but let's go ahead and get your abundance out here for group number 3. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I also feel like you might be paving the way for others to follow in your footsteps. So maybe this accomplishment is going to be on such a scale that other people around you did not think it was possible to do this. So I feel like others are going to observe you, be inspired by this, and then kind of follow you. Freedom. Letting go. Yep, letting go of needing to make sense of everything, letting go of what you need to do, freeing yourself from those ideas, accepting that this manifestation is coming for you, whether you like it or not. And I think you're going to like it. And humility. Yeah, I feel like you might have a hard time accepting gifts. So maybe there's like a huge step in a big process that you've been working on. For some of you, I'm getting this sense of like something with finance. You might get this huge relief that you were not expecting. And part of this is going to be allowing yourself to receive the gift. All right. And I know that sounds like a ridiculous, like quote unquote problem, but it can be hard. Yeah, I feel like we might be looking at some self-love stuff, some self-worth. Allow yourself to receive it, okay? You deserve it. You deserve it 10 times over. Oh my gosh, we have another 3 up here. Whoa. This is a very synchronous reading. Let's get your takeaway, group number 3. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a beautiful time. Thank you for letting me connect to your energy and channel this reading for you. It's just so beautiful. Recharge. Okay, yeah, I feel like you're going to be, it's almost like you're going to be sharing so much good news. It's like, even when you're receiving something good, like a gift, you do have to make room for it. You know what I mean? Like energetically. So that's why the letting go card is here, just kind of making room within yourself to truly accept this gift. And you might be delivering the good news to other people. So take time to yourself to kind of balance that out. Okay. And you are going to be shining so bright, just beaming this month. People are going to want some of that. So make sure that you are taking time to retreat and take care of yourself. Group number 3. Oh my gosh, those were your messages. If you chose this last leaf here, congratulations. I don't need to tell you to have an amazing month. You're already going to. And if you are interested in booking a mini reading for me next week, or with me next week, feel free to visit the description and click the link below to schedule that. But otherwise, I hope you have an amazing month. Really embrace this. Really, really allow yourself to accept this, okay? You deserve it. I'm sending you tons of love, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.